Morning, everybody. Barely morning. It's almost noon, but you know how it goes. Dirty Jamie here. A little shorter on the facial hair. Not a lot of beard stroking this time, but it's summer. Before I get started, props out to my buddy Jared, who likes my videos where I drink and smoke and no fucks given. So without further ado, what we're doing today, we're going to change the freeze plugs on a Marine 351, if anybody's got one. Similar situation with the 302, probably a couple of the other big blocks. The motor mounts are right in the way of the freeze plugs, so we got to jack this motor up and basically just dismount the motor mounts, jack it up to get some clearance to get to these plugs. I'll show you a picture of where they are later. Right now what we got, I got some scrap wood here, some 4x6s. My longest one wasn't long enough, so I put a couple of scraps on top. I'm gonna put a piece of plywood right here, screw it on both sides. That'll make me a beam. I know you guys are thinking, well shoot, that's gonna buckle in the middle. No, it's not, because I'm gonna put another gusset over here. I'm gonna put this bottom one on top. There's no way it can go down. It's gonna take a fuck of a lot to pull this apart. We'll show you once we get it in place. All right, so I'll get that together and we'll go take a look at the motor mounts in just a minute. Okay, so here we go. We got the gantry. Let's call this the gantry. We've got a gantry built across from one side of the gunnel to the other. This is the side of the boat, the gunnels, the sides are the gunnels. All right, let's get into it. We're looking down here on the engine. This is the stringer. You can barely even see. There's one freeze plug. There's the other. Yeah, the Cobra is way easier to work on. Way more space there. Same engine, but the motor mount is completely different. This is a hydraulic tilt motor mount. There's a hydraulic cylinder right underneath of there. Lighting's horrible. Okay, I'll give up on that. We've got some ratchet straps, one on each side. I added blocks on each side just to get it a little bit higher, just so when I ratchet those up I got some space. I'm hoping to get this thing up about 4 to 6 inches minimum. 4 minimum, 6 would be better, 8 would be bomb. And the back motor mount has a rubber tilt. It's solid, no hydraulic there. It should tilt on that just fine. There's the gusset. Okay, I said, hey, this ain't gonna buckle. I didn't bother with a gusset on this end. You don't need it. Let's back up. Yeah, so it's a leverage thing. I mean, for the leverage to pull from, you know, the bottom pieces are 2 pieces. From the pull from there to there, that would take a shitload of force. This engine is like 300 to 500 pounds. I don't know. Forgot where I'm going with this because I'm already drunk. But we're going to unbolt those motor mounts and we're going to try to jack this thing up. It might hurt my hands a little bit cranking on these little ratchet straps. If that ain't enough, we'll have to find another way. So let's go back to the motor mount real quick. A lengthy video. That bolt right there, and this, oh, I fucked up. That strap is going right over the nut that I need to take, or the bolt that I need to take out. I'm gonna have to move that to the side a little bit. I barely started, so it's easy to slide that towards the front of the oil pan. I think that this strap, being soft, won't dent the oil pan. Same thing on the other side. Oh, the other side, I'm gonna go over this real quick. There's an oil filter in the way. I'm gonna go ahead and take my oil filter off. I'll probably just go ahead and change the oil while I'm at it. Right next to it, right behind that brake line, that's where the other bolt is. And there's a bolt in the back right there. we got to take those 4 bolts out, and then we're going to start cranking this fucker up after I reposition my strap on that far side so that it doesn't, man, this is 3.5 minutes, so it doesn't get in the way for me taking that bolt out. Okay, so here's the progress. We talked about the beam, and we got the ratchet straps in place like we saw before. I've already got the bolts removed, or you can see that one's down. And then I just, tightened up the ratchet straps, and let me see if I can get a better view of how much room I have compared to what I had before. Oh yeah, so there's the freeze plugs. And those things, you could barely even get your finger to touch them before. And you can see where I already poked a hole in that one, just testing to see how soft it was. Well, clearly they're all rotten. That one I already removed. And so I got brass ones coming. I'm just gonna fix it right up. I didn't even have to remove the oil filter on the other side, like I said. I might still take a look at that real quick. I don't know. I mean, I think I can still get to it. There it is. Yeah. Driving them in might be the hard part. That one doesn't look bad, but I'll change it anyway. Pretty difficult area to view, but right here is one of the freeze plugs. It's all rotten to shit. This one doesn't look bad, but I'm going to change it because I got all 6. And I'm just trying to capture a video of what it's like to punch one of these rotten suckers out. I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well, but I'm just going to stick a chisel on the edge of it. And of course, it punches right through. It's even got some water in it. How about that? I thought I had the petcock open, but maybe it's plugged up. And so it did just like I said, it punched a hole through it, but it didn't knock it out. So I'm going to try to get my chisel right on the edge of the lip of the freeze plug to push it in, which is hard to see as well. Water running out doesn't help. And you can just kind of feel it. There's a little lip there. You want to be careful not to gouge up where it seats on the engine. I might gouge it a little bit. I'll put a little RTV on it when I'm done. There we go. Rotated it out, and that's that one. And you can see, you know, gotta go. I think these were just galvanized, and of course I drive my boat in the salt water. People are like, don't put your boat in the salt water, it fucks them up. Well, yeah, it does. You gotta do this kind of shit. But saltwater fish taste better, so it's not really built for it. A lot of saltwater boats have a heat exchanger with antifreeze, and they're stainless steel parts that are made for it. But the way I see it, this engine is $2,000 to replace. That's really cheap on a boat. So fucking run it, work on it. If it goes to shit, then buy another one, buy another engine. And in fact, if it goes to shit, I might buy an outboard, but those are really expensive. I doubt I'll do that. So this project got postponed a little bit because I had bronchitis and got sick, but I just took the video of driving the seals out. Here's the new seals. They're brass, so they shouldn't rot. And I got me a new tripod for my videos. I went and picked up some washers that fit inside of there, and one more that's just slightly bigger. I'm going to weld all these together, and then I have something to drive these in. I'm not sure what else I'm going to use to drive on them with, but that's a start. I picked up a die grinder at Harbor Freight. I picked up 2 actually. They were pretty cheap. This one was $8 on sale with the Inside Track Club membership, and this one was like $25. It's a little bit smaller at a 90 degree. It might get in places that are harder to reach. But anyway, I'll put some Teflon on this and on both of them, get them ready to use. I picked up some different wheels so I can get in there and grind it out. I might just use one of these 2.5 inch brushes, because that's what size the plugs are, is 1.5 inch. That might work just right to kind of go in there and just clean it up so it'll seal good. We'll use some RTV sealant too, and anyway, we'll weld this together and do some cleaning and see if we can get these installed. So I got the die grinders running. The 90-degree one worked pretty good. I used one of the wire wheels and then the little ball. It's like a grinder ball. And try not to be too aggressive. Didn't want to ruin the engine block, but they look pretty cleaned up. We'll take a look at that when I go to install these. I got all these washers stacked up about how I want them. And then I just put my ground lead on the pliers on the vice grips. And I'm going to try to do a little welding here. Put some gloves on so I don't burn myself. I'm kind of a klutz. I'll add a little bit more, and then we'll just grind off all the boogers I'm leaving. It ain't beautiful, but like I say, grind off the boogers, make sure it's smooth on that side, and that should fit right in where we want to drive that seal home. Progress report. We got one in, and there's the little spacers that I welded together. I got the top one to break off of there, but those spacers were so tight that when I shoved it in, it got smaller and it grabbed onto those spacers, and they are staying there. So I got to go back to the parts store. That one's all cleaned up. I'll sand it a little bit by hand. That one I got to clean up, but that's just the first one. I'm gonna go get some more spacers that are a little bit smaller so it won't grab onto them on the next one. Those are staying forever. Well, after that last video I showed you of how we got those other washers permanently in there, I got a new stack of washers that are a little bit looser so they shouldn't get stuck this time. And why not put some more welding on the video, right? Who doesn't like to watch welding? And you don't even have to wear a hood. That one I got, it was a little different configuration with the center holes, but we'll get that cleaned up, and hopefully these ones won't get stuck. I've been going through today and putting some videos together that I took like 1.5 years, 2 years ago, and I never really finished that one for the changing the freeze plugs on the Marine 351 with the stringer outdrive. And anyway, I watched them again and saw that I showed you how I jacked up the engine, how I made the spacers for the freeze plugs. The brass ones are the way to go. Those are still good this year. This is after 2 years of running. And anyway, just wanted to kind of do a little outro video for that. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if it helped.
Dirty Jamie out.